My name is Abir Elzowidi. I live in Los Angeles, California, where I have been executive director of the American Friends of Nabeel Shalom Wahat al-Salam, the Oasis of Peace. Our mission is to encourage and support the educational projects of Nabeel Shalom Wahat al-Salam in Israel, where Jewish and Palestinians have chosen to live and work together as equal to promote trust, understanding, and mutual respect well beyond its borders. I work closely with our board of directors and donors who have become actually like a family to me to support Nabeel Shalom Wahed Salam institutions and activities such as the bilingual, binational, multicultural primary school, the School for Peace, the Spiritual Center, also the art gallery and the youth club.
Beautiful, thank you. And so how much time do you spend in your projects outside of the United States? Because we know where that your major work is other than here in the US.
The village itself, actually, it's a village, it's a community. It started in 1972 with 3 families, 2 Jewish and 1 Palestinian. Now there are 90 families, 300 members, 300 residents. And it's a living culture, living society that their work is to 24 hours. This is what they do. This is how it's not like a regular school that that you go to school from 8 to 2 or 8 to 3 and everyone go home. No, it's the school and all the institution inside the Nation of Salam midway between Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, and it's a village and they live there, so it's not really monitored by numbers of hours. It's a lifestyle.
Right. And do you spend time in the village with your work?
Through Zoom phone calls, yes. I work Eastern time, Pacific time, and Jerusalem time. So that's what I do. I work all the time. I meet with my colleagues in the village. We get updates on the projects. We get all the the activities, the challenges. We have a lot of meetings. So meeting with our donors here in the US and in Europe too. So yes, I work very closely with the village and my colleagues there, and I'm very proud of them. They're a great team.
I bet you are. And so tell us about your work, and you've already started to say some things, but take a little time and tell us about your work and what difference it makes. And if you have a story you'd like to share, I would invite you to share it.
Thank you so much. I see our work impacts the daily life in Nabi Shalom Wahed Salam by promoting the Nabi Shalom Wahed Salam programs to support dialogue, equality, and cooperation between Israeli Arabs who are Palestinians and Jewish. Besides that, we are creating a concrete chance for peace on the ground. We shine a light for the world on an achievable model for peace and coexistence at Nabi Shalom Wahed Salam. And I'm sure there is one day one of the primary school kids will grow up to lead and promote peace and justice in the Middle East. When it's come to stories, I do have a lot of nice stories, but I would like to start with my own personal story.
That's beautiful.
I lost, unfortunately, I lost 33 of my family members in the current war in Gaza. And I have had 2 brothers who live in Gaza. Both have gone through terrifying times. And because of the support of my friends, Jewish and Palestinians equally, I was able to enable them to purchase exit papers and transport to get one of my brother out of Gaza to Egypt right before the closing of Rafah border. And it was more than 540 Jewish and Palestinians friends and people of goodwill on GoFundMe supported this. We all celebrated with tears of joy the moment my brother crossed the border with his wife and his 5 kids. This story, it's the ongoing proof that the true value of humanity can make a difference in building bridges and saving lives. Also, at Nabi Shalom Wahid Salam, as my work, a few years ago, when feminist leadership for peace in the village began to be implanted, we decided to integrate a feminist approach within Nabi Shalom Wahid Salam programs. That included meetings between Palestinians and Jewish dialogue program at Nabi Shalom Wahid Salam at the School for Peace Institution. And we created conference, workshop, and hospitality service at Nabi Shalom Wahid Salam Hotel for Palestinian women, which is actually Palestinian women often face restrictions that prevent them from working legally and receiving salaries and insurance. To address this, the women non-for-profit organization supports home business run by independent women with traditional Palestinian food. These women receive fair wages for their work, following a fair trade model, and they also prepare kosher vegetarian and vegan dishes in a Palestinian style. This initiative allow our peace organization to financially support Palestinian women in Israel society, particularly empowering women affected by the Palestinian Jewish conflict. And I was so proud of this, like, how powerful women could be creative to stand up for each other, Jewish and Palestinian, to try to create such a project using not only the cooking, also the embroidery. They made a lot of exhibits for the embroideries for the Palestinian women at Nabi Shalom Wahid Salam to support the Palestinian women that they cannot have a decent income and a decent salary. So this is the two stories that I'm, one is personal and one about the village that actually always give me hope that, it doesn't matter when it comes to your nationality or your background or religion. No, at the Nabi Shalom Salam, what matters is that we are all human and we could take care of each other and support each other.
Yes, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Abir. So how do you define peace? And what is the source of your dedication to peace? You do extraordinary work. You've shown great courage. So where does that come from? And how do you define peace today?
Define peace. We have lived through decades of unfortunate conflicts. Me, myself, I grew up as a refugee kid. It was very painful and I suffered a lot. I lost so many of my family members, mostly women and children. I see women and kids suffering and terrified, and I hope to stop the war and to save all the kids and women and heal their wounds. I wish I can promise them that tomorrow will be better and more peaceful for all. I see the terrible toll of war and conflict over the years. And the ongoing violence and occupation against the Palestinian people, I know that there will be no peace without justice. And the world needs to give the Palestinians their due of justice and dignity.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. And you've talked a little bit about this, but I want to give you a chance to say more, if there's more to be said, about what you're most proud of in terms of your work.
My work has directly affected the creation of public educational events, workshop, art exhibit, and scholarship at the primary school for Palestinians and Jewish. Despite all the sadness and the heartbreaking news about my family in Gaza, I have not given up on peace. Honestly, I have not given up on peace and justice and humanity. Even when I have paid the highest price in losing my family members and my entire village in Gaza from war, I still believe in the village mission and work, and I have inspired others to not lose hope in peace and justice and humanity.
Thank you. That's so important to not lose hope, isn't it? So, what would you want others to know about you and your work for peace?
Um, I know that my work and dedication to peace and humanity for years and years did not prevent the death of my family members and the suffering of my people in Gaza. But I believe that there indeed are many true human beings who believe in peace, justice, and equality. And more than ever, they want to stop the bleeding and to save lives and prevent the killing of more and more children and women. I believe it's more important than ever to stand behind the village and build empathy and understanding. The American Friends of Nabi Shalom Wahid Salam, that Voices of Peace, uphold the village as a model for this work, not just in the Middle East, but around the world. The Nabi Shalom Wahid Salam gives us the courage and strength to fulfill our dream of peace, justice, and equality for all. And at the end, I want to say that it's a great pleasure to be nominated for such a great award. And I believe that we all can be exceptional human beings of peace if we promote the values of humanity and become part of the solution to make differences and to build bridges, close the gaps. And this is all for a better future for everyone, for kids, for women, especially for the new generation. And I believe that peace starts when we value other people's lives and feel and show sympathy for their pain. I always say my motto is to stay human. And this is what I believe.
Yes, beautiful. Well, thank you so very much, Abir. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all of the work you do in the world and for who you are. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you to honor me with such a nomination. And I hope one day that all these barriers will go away, will disappear. And I know for a fact from my own experience in life that when we share together um, love and respect and open up to each other, talk about our pain and talk about how we want to live and what what hurt us the most. People open their heart for each other, and from here I see the humanity through every single human being I met, equally Jewish and Palestinians, and I'm proud of humanity when all this kind of bad battle and evil